I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode, I have to double check real quick, 439 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast show, whatever you want to call it. This is recorded live on Sunday, March 14th, 2021. You guys know what day that is, right? You guys know what day this is?
Pie?
It's Pie Day. Happy Pie Day, boys.
I like pie.
I like pie, too.
I like pie.
As I looked through my Facebook memories this morning, because I had a notification of, by the way, everyone, I'm Chris, I'm the one who's talking right now. I'll hand it off to these guys in a sec. I had a memory that said Happy Pie Day, everyone, and showed a picture of a pizza that I had bought to make in the oven. That was from Walmart, and I went, I think that was the last time I went inside a Walmart, was about a year ago today. So thanks for that, coronavirus.
For making you a better person?
Well, I mean, I used to go to Walmart about once every 2 weeks to pick up a few things. I introduced myself. Let me introduce the rest of these guys here. Joining me today, Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Is it March again? Oh, yes. It always has been.
It seems like it hasn't stopped, doesn't it? And then, freshly returned from vacation, we assume he had a good time. He at least lived through it, which is what we were most concerned about. One, Willie D. Nelson.
You guys were worried if I was going to live?
I had concerns.
Down on the beach getting freshly squeezed. We didn't know it was going to happen to you.
I was afraid you'd get washed out into the ocean.
You think I was warm enough to go into the water?
I think that if you're having enough fun, it doesn't matter how warm or cold it is.
Yeah, so I went to the Outer Banks. It was nice.
So you had
long
fun.
bridges. Oh yeah, lots of fun. And it also took about 30 minutes to get anywhere if we needed anything.
So
There
far
was a
enough
gas
removed, it was
station.
quiet, but close enough you could do things if you needed to.
So quiet. And the only thing that made us angry at night was that one street light because the stars were out in force.
So you didn't take it out? Like get some beater car and run it over?
No, should have tried.
Tie ropes to it and drag it over?
You're right. Actually, I don't even think there was that many people there that week either. Like the whole because these were like 3-story houses. Chris, did I ever show you where I went?
Yeah, I think you sent us some pictures in the group chat.
No. I sent you the link to what the house was.
No, you did not send me that.
Yeah, it's nicknamed Chocolate Sundae.
Chocolate Sunday.
Yeah, this house.
Did you have a jacuzzi in your room? Because I've seen some houses like that.
There was a hot tub. Wasn't in the room.
Willie, did you clog the hot tub with your sweater vest?
No.
I was just telling you, you never know.
No.
Willie, you wear a permanent sweater vest. I never know what's going to happen.
All right. Well, first thing I want to talk about, since we're talking about it, I do want to get this out of the way. Something did awesome happen. We went to the aquarium. Me and 5 of my friends. I drove everybody because I was the one vehicle that could, house everybody. As I'm driving, my friend Jana is sitting behind me. I see a phone come up beside me. I look at it like, am I supposed to be looking at something? What's going on here? And then I see myself. I'm like, oh, it's a picture. And I just go, a little smile. And that's perfect timing for the picture to be taken. And I was wondering, why was this picture taken? And all of a sudden, everyone else in the back was laughing their ass off. I'm like, what's going on? What is my picture being used for here? Turns out, my friend Jana, on this road trip to the aquarium, took my picture so it can go onto a swimsuit she bought.
That's fantastic.
So my face is going to be on a swimsuit.
I told him he needs to get a copy of it that he can wrap around a pillow and put it next to his Nick Cage pillow.
But then would be made of sequins and
You
all
can
that.
find
That
one.
pillow's
You can find someone that does a
Pillow. Hey,
customized
Nick.
sequined Willie D.
You're
Nelson
great,
pillow.
Willie's Wonderland.
I
Say
think,
what, Chris?
I think, Willie, you should get a pillow made, and you should also get your own swim trunks made with yourself on them.
Well, she wanted to have everyone have someone else's face on their swimwear. which this website can do.
See, there you go.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing that.
I mean,
I'm just going to be laughing at the fact that my face is on someone.
it could be entertaining. This could be a whole new way to monetize, is with Willie Nelson swimsuits.
Put Willie's face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be the next president.
Well, I mean, you're not old enough to run yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I mean, once again, do you have to be old enough to run, or do you have to be old enough when you are inaugurated?
I don't know.
Because my birthday's in October, and I was 35, which is how old you have to be, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and I would have been 35 during inauguration, but not during running. Like, kind of, I would turn 35 in the middle of that. So I'm pretty sure it's only when you're inaugurated, right?
It's a moot point,
You're
though.
not really president
I think so,
until you're
yeah.
inaugurated.
It's moot, though, because now you'll just run in 2024 on the Willie Nelson party.
Yeah, fuck these two-party system. It's the first fucking idea. Yeah. I don't run on any Republican or Democratic.
So
Fuck it. I'm not even independent. Fuck that, too.
Tell us
my own shit.
Tell us what the fundamental tenets are of the Willie Nelson party.
End war on drugs. All drugs are now legal. Let people sort themselves out. Death sentence is up. Yeah, fuck it. Let's let that make that nationwide. Let's see. And of course, there has to be caveats that, like, it has to be 100% without a shadow of a doubt that they are guilty.
Okay.
Like, of course, caveats.
I mean, I think you're going to have a hard time running against The Rock, but good luck.
Listen, I'm about as tall as The Rock. Well, let's do this.
I think you and The Rock should partner up. You should be his vice president.
Oh, God. I think you just gave him too many ideas right there.
Rock
His little head just
Nelson
exploded.
2024.
I can see it. He's given his national decree, or whatever, you know, on the screen, during TV for everybody.
National address.
And you hear me in the background, Rock, you had enough. Tag me in. Tag me in.
And then you need to have old Jim Ross on commentary so that we can have the glass break and Stone Cold Steve Austin come out
nowhere.
and just hear, by God, it's Stone Cold, as he comes up to the podium and pushes The Rock away to be giving his address as the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. Stone Cold Steve Austin for Secretary of Defense.
You know what? I'll take it. I thought you was going to say he's coming up to attack him. I was like, all right, can I come up behind him and, German suplex him?
You're not Kurt Angle.
Oh, Kurt Angle's the only one who could do German suplexes?
Well, Taz can because he's the human suplex machine.
That's true.
What about Suplex City?
Who's that?
No.
Brock Lesnar?
No.
Well,
We're not going to talk.
No, that was something he had. I don't know. I
It
wasn't
was,
watching.
but we're not going to talk about the slab of meat who can't fucking work a mic. Therefore, he's only half of a professional wrestler.
I
Fuck
don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
He had the best after-fight interview in UFC history, where
Which
he
is
insulted.
one of the reasons they won't let him use a mic in fucking WWE because he's too dumb to keep his mouth
He
shut.
insulted one of their sponsors, whose brand was in the middle of the ring or
because he's
octagon.
a giant fucking slab of meat and he's too dumb to do anything. He's an idiot.
We'll go home, and you have to find like a pirated copy of it on YouTube because they cut out that little spot where he says, "I'm gonna go home, drink me a Coors Light because Bud Light don't pay me nothing."
Yeah,
they cut that out in the official. You have to find like a weird copy of it on YouTube just to see it.
As we're talking about The Rock and Willie's cabinet, we have Draftsman in the chat
We have
room who
sponsors.
says, I think Mick Foley should be a member of the cabinet. I mean, he is a human being that I think would do well at HUD or a cultural envoy of the White House. I say Mick Foley for UN ambassador personally, but
Yeah, I would put him in charge of HUD. Yeah, actually, that would be great for Mick Foley.
HUD again.
It's
housing and urban development.
I'm running for president.
Housing and urban development, because he's literally like the man has more love for Santa Claus and Christmas than any human alive. And Mick Foley, like, being in charge of like getting people housing, like, literally, I don't think we would have homeless if Mick Foley was in charge of HUD for 4 years. And he would literally get everybody into a house.
And he'd tell everyone to have a nice day.
Yeah, and while telling them to have a nice day.
Yeah.
And then I would actually get to meet this nice person. So let's do that.
The world would be full of dude love.
Remember that Royal Rumble where he came out as Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack?
It was delightful.
Yep. Three separate times.
The only single entry to make it into a Royal Rumble 3 times.
No, I was mentioning the pre-show, that documentary on Too Cool. Yeah, that was it's on YouTube. I forget who does that. I have to go back in my history and see, because I watched the whole like 30 minutes or something on it. It was really damn interesting. Is Scotty Too Hottie still alive?
Yes.
Rikishi, is
Yes.
he alive?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if Rikishi died or not.
The Undertaker has
that
been
was still
suggested
around.
for housing by the chat room as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Undertaker
everyone's
put you
6
under the
feet under.
housing. Yeah, put you under the housing.
You know, Undertaker
Everyone
might be a
six-
better choice for Secretary of Defense because
There you go. Who's
Instead
gonna
of
fuck
Stone
with the
Cold.
Taker?
let's just make Stone Cold
Secretary open a can of whoop ass.
We'll move Stone
No,
Cold to
Stone
Secretary
Cold-
of State.
No, Stone Cold is a Bureau of
Land Management?
Land Management. Yeah, so he controls all of the fucking like wildlife lands in America. So Stone Cold's out there just running the range with his fucking gun and his ATV, looking for people to fuck up.
I don't know, man.
All right,
If we
all right,
make
I'm
That's
move
basically
away.
what he's doing right now on his ranch.
if we make him Secretary of State, then he could give Putin the Stone Cold Stunner.
Oh, this is true. This is true. He would go around and give a Stone Cold Stunner to every
Would you rather
fucking,
see
like
Putin
other
get a Stone
person
Cold Stunner or a Tombstone Pile Driver?
stunner.
Stunner.
I would rather
Then he'll
see him
drink
get
a beer
Tombstone Pile
afterwards,
Driver,
too.
because then he also has a dick in his face. I mean, but actually, back to the vacation house. Let me, like I said, this thing was 3 stories tall, 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms.
7 bathrooms.
7 bathrooms.
Full
It's
baths
so
or
weird when a
half
place
baths?
has more bathrooms than it has bedrooms.
Well,
I've
if
never
it's
understood
if
that
it's
design.
a vacation house, it sort of makes sense though.
Oh yeah, it was made for like people to rent out. And stuff.
Yeah.
It was made, every house on that whole street. We were in phase 2. They were still building phase 3. There was a house still being built over there. I was like, Jesus Christ, that house! Like, holy shit! I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a bed and breakfast or something, because every room had its own little balcony and stuff. It was crazy.
It's the EBDBB&B.
There you
What?
go.
Did
The
you watch the league?
EBDBB&B.
Did you say BJ in there?
No.
No,
Should
it's
have.
from the league.
Tell us more though about your vacation time. 7
The
bathrooms.
Eskimo Brothers
Oh
database.
yeah, so I was the last one there on Sunday.
And Willie got the
after I did the
couch.
podcast. So I got the last bedroom that was available. Every room except for 2 had king size beds, and also I'm the tallest one there by at least half a foot. By at least half a foot for the entire week, because we had other people come in at the end of the week, but there was only a couple, small amount. So I got the room with the bunk bed. Now the bunk bed was a queen size bed on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think it was like a full on top. But the problem with that is the footboards to hold up the top
Yeah.
bunk. Yeah, so my feet were constantly, I couldn't stretch out. My feet were constantly hitting that footboard, and my head was all the way at the headboard.
You should have slept at an angle.
I slept on it for one night till I was like, I got to swap because I just want to stretch out. You guys can, any one of you guys can stretch out on anything else.
And
If
that's
not,
how
I'm just
Willie
going to sleep on the goddamn couch.
that's how Willie got the water bed then.
No, there was no waterbed.
Oh, where's the fun in
Should
that?
have been. Should have been, but I got a nice king size bed. I got to stretch out my feet because how I like to sleep is like I do my feet, all flattened against pretty much like flat against the bottom. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you lay your foot. Yeah, I'm on my stomach, and my foot's kind of laying like a bend my foot that way. Anyway, yeah, it was still hanging off the edge of the king size bed too. There,
It's
at
because
least
he's
my
a
toes.
giant.
I mean, I'm only 6'4".
He's a giant.
But yeah, my toesies got to hang off. It was nice. We weren't right on the beach, but there was just one other house. I saw one of the pictures I showed you guys, the dark sunset one, where you see the 2 houses on either side.
Mm-hmm.
The island was about half a mile wide at best,
Oh wow.
where we were. Yeah, I think someone walked about a little bit to go to the other side for the sunrise, because we were on the sunset side. We're on the sound side.
Gotcha.
So we got to see gorgeous sunsets.
You
So we got the best of both worlds, East Coast and West Coast.
well done. Sounds like you had fun.
I mean, if you want to say that.
I mean, I know you took your PlayStation. You at least got some quiplash in, I assume.
Oh, we played a lot of Jackbox. So even you played the this new one I got, which plays like the Jackbox games, but is made by a completely different company called Use Your Words.
I think you were telling us about this.
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
while
pretty much.
ago.
Yeah, use sub. Yeah, it shows like a foreign movie, and it starts with subtitles, and it takes away. Say, insert your subtitles here as someone's talking, and you have to put in with it. Like one of them is like these kids at a telescope, and one kid like pushed another kid on. What is it? What is it? And then the other kid's talking. You get to input the your subtitles. Like I can see your mom's Uranus. Or something, whatever. That's just something off the cuff. I don't know. You could put something, anything you want there. Holy shit! I think Dick Cheney's shooting another person.
Okay, I could see where that game would be fun.
Oh my god! There's a bunch of other stuff. It's all fun. Like it's just another like Jackbox like game, but it's just one game kinda.
Mm-hmm.
The different rounds kind of make. There's only like three types of things in it, but it's still fun. So it's worth it.
We'll have to check
Yes.
it out at some point in time.
Yeah, vacation was fun. Internet was a little wonky.
Well, I mean, who cares though if you're on vacation as long as you've got enough to do the basics you need.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! And I want to say thank you to Jana, thank you to Hannah, and thank you to Lydia, the fucking master chefs of the whole goddamn week. All the food was so good. Hannah and Jana and Lydia. God damn, that food was delicious.
So you didn't have to go in the kitchen yourself?
Oh, I made muffins.
Oh, there you
I
go.
made some blueberry muffins from scratch. I brought my muffin tin with me.
Nice.
Because who's the
priorities
muffin
there.
man?
Willie's the muffin man.
The muffin man.
The muffin man can.
Who lives up in a 2-story apartment.
The muffin man.
That was already done.
I'm just going with it more. Just going
I
more.
could tell.
Well, we are glad you're back. Glad you had fun.
Are you?
Yeah, because you know
Did you
what?
miss me last week? What happened last week?
We
Anything
did miss
cool?
you. We chatted. You should just watch or listen to the podcast. I mean,
We know that's not going to happen.
Hey, that's my clown laugh. That sounds just like the clown, doesn't it, Bachman?
A little bit, yeah.
the important thing, though, is Mr. Willie Nelson's back this week, which means we get to do the return of Unprotected Advice. We have 2 things for Willie to chime in on advice-wise this week. Because we've done 3 in the past, but we always seem like we're really pressed for time when we get to the third. So I stuck with 2. But
It's all in here, baby.
that's at the end of the show. We'll go and get some advice from Willie. Before we get to that point in the show, though,
Actually, before you go to anything, I do want to say the caveat with all this is that I'm like Hitch. I can give advice. I just can't use any of my own advice.
That's fair.
You all seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith? It's a great
Uh-huh.
movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That being said, before we get to unprotected advice, we first have to go in and discuss the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week, everyone. It's that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the last week or so, and talk about it with you guys who are watching live or listening/watching at a later date. I will kick things off, just because why not? And we're going to talk a little bit about the acquisition of Bethesda. It became officially completed this week. Microsoft officially spent their $7.5 billion to acquire Bethesda/ZeniMax. So they have Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, all those games like that are all part of Microsoft Studios now. And it was actually interesting when they were doing this call, I think it was on Thursday when this happened, we found out that when Fallout 76 first came out, when they were having a lot of their problems with it, they called Microsoft and said, hey, we need some help with this. And it was actually the Xbox division that was helping them to fix Fallout 76 that is supposedly not shitty now. I just haven't gone back and tried it again.
So I have a question. They paid how much for Bethesda?
$7.5 billion with a B.
Wow. So once again, that makes the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm, ILM, and all Star Wars for $4 billion look like an even better buy.
Right?
That's like the biggest bargain in history. Somebody got Star Wars for $4 billion. They made that back off the first 2 movies. Everything else since then is just just them making money. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. So the $7.5 billion acquisition that we talked about that got leaked out and sort of announced months ago, it's completed now. So there's all sorts of Bethesda games coming to Game Pass. They gave a little bit of insight as to what the future of some Bethesda games would be, which is why I bring this up, because there were a lot of questions as to, if Microsoft's spending $7.5 billion, what does that mean for the fate for the next round of games like Elder Scrolls? Are we going to see that on PS5 also? Is it just going to be on Xbox?
Possibly.
Sorry?
Possibly.
Well, it depends if they already have contracts underway with Sony.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of clarity on that this week, and if you start reading between the lines, we can sort of understand what's going on. So I'm going to read directly from an article over on Engadget.com. They say, quote, during a roundtable discussion about Bethesda parent company ZeniMax Media joining Microsoft, Xbox chief Phil Spencer touched on what the $7.5 billion deal would mean for game exclusivity. He said, if you're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. The creative capability we will bring to market for Xbox customers is going to be the best it has ever been for Xbox. So you can start reading into that, which is if you can get Game Pass on it, it will be exclusive to that, which would mean Xbox and PC, it sounds like. Now, there are some caveats. Engadget's article continues and says, not all Bethesda games will be exclusive to PC, Xbox, or Xcloud. Some are multi-platform, such as Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. They're initially PS5 exclusives. Now remember, those are contractual obligations that Bethesda had put in place before the acquisition. Phil Spencer said, there are contractual obligations we're going to see through, as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. He did also add, Xbox will continue to invest in, quote, existing communities of players, end quote, and add that there might be cases down the line where there are contractual obligations with other platforms. Even in the future, there might be things that have other contractual things or legacy on different platforms that will go do, Spencer had said previously. So it sounds to me what they're setting up to do here is, hey, we've got some outstanding legal agreements that are in place to say we have to have these games on these consoles. Once that's over, we spent $7.5 billion for a reason. So if you want to play Elder Scrolls, you better buy yourself a PC or an Xbox to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I don't have a problem with.
Yeah. Eventually, all the Bethesda titles will just become Xbox exclusives.
I'm done with Elder Scrolls for good for
that's
the
fair.
rest of my life. I get it. I get the game. I already bought Skyrim twice. I'm happy.
It's on every platform anymore, right?
It's even on your Samsung fridge.
At some point, there will be Skyrim 2.
That's after Elder Scrolls. That might be what
And
Elder Scrolls 6
nuts.
is.
It's taking at least 60 years. You'll be dead by then.
Maybe.
Some of the interesting stuff to see, though, for instance, which they didn't touch on in this, is Bethesda has a deal to make an Indiana Jones game. Now, since the acquisitions happened, and that was probably early on in the stage of them getting that license, does that mean it's going to come to multiple consoles? I don't know. Microsoft sort of has some background history with putting their exclusive games out on their consoles, though. Remember, Minecraft's on just about every device out there. The new Ori game, came out on the Switch, but it sort of came out that the guys that were making it were really kind of asking they want to do Switch also, and Microsoft just kind of said, okay, let's do it on Switch as well. So I think there's potential for negotiation to get some of these things out there, but my guess is you're not going to see the next Wolfenstein or the next Elder Scrolls on anything but an Xbox/PC.
Yeah.
Which that's the way these things work. Everyone said Xbox doesn't have good exclusives. Well, they just spent $7.5 billion to solve that.
Yeah, it's a good way to fight against stuff like the Amazing Spider-Man and Miles Morales games. Like, Sony's had exclusives for a while, so it makes sense that Xbox would go out and buy some of their own.
So that was interesting. And also coming out of this roundtable discussion, they announced 20 games from Bethesda were returning to Game Pass this week. I think they all dropped on Friday, and I think a good chunk of them also have what they're calling the FPS boost feature on it, which means Microsoft's done some work to push them all up to 60 frames per second on all of these games at this point. So they dropped 20 games, some of which include Dishonored and Dishonored 2, the definitive editions, Doom, the original one from 1993, Doom 3, Doom 64, and Doom Eternal. The old school games all dropped to Game Pass.
4 Dooms.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is now on Game Pass for PC, Xbox, and Cloud. Elder Scrolls Online, The Evil Within, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Fallout New Vegas, Prey, Rage 2, and all of the modern Wolfenstein titles were put on Game Pass on Friday.
Okay.
I mean, it goes to show that we kind of expected that would happen once they acquired the company. They bought it to boost what's in Game Pass. And some of these games have been there before. There's an article up on Polygon that lists all of these games and says what their previous dates may have been on Game Pass in the past. I think it's interesting. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm not a huge... I enjoy Bethesda games, but they're not always, must-plays to me. I'm not a huge Fallout guy like a lot of people are out there. Things like that. But I'm curious about, I think Starbound is the name of it, which is supposed to be a new space IP.
Something.
That one looks really cool, and my guess is it's probably still going to be multi-platform since that deal was put in place before this acquisition took hold. But yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm excited to see what this means for Game Pass, and it'll be really interesting to see how they divvy up some of the work from all of the studios that were under Bethesda to see what they'll be doing going forward. I.e., does Obsidian get to do another KOTOR game? Or does Obsidian get to go back to play with Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that again? That could be cool.
I mean, I'll tell you. I don't really care just because of me, because I don't really care for the Bethesda games.
That's fair.
That's just personal. So that's why I don't really care, because Bethesda. I mean, if you want a game with lots of bugs, you go to Bethesda.
Right, that's the joke. You got to wait 3 or 4 releases after it drops for it to be fixed, which is more emblematic of the problems we're having with gaming in general nowadays. I'm trying to think of when the last modern release was that came out that wasn't crappy at launch. Spider-Man, maybe?
Fuck it, we'll fix it in post.
Right.
As both the Spider-Man games came out and fucking rocked from the beginning, so they didn't have to have a giant day one patch of fixing a bunch of bullshit
and you know
problems.
What else they didn't have? Microtransactions for costumes.
That's true. In fact, they
wrong.
give you free extra costumes months and months after the game was out. And they just kept giving you free costumes.
It's also interesting with this current model we're seeing here. Even Sony's starting to do this now, where exclusives are coming to both the console and PC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they started releasing their Horizon Zero Dawn, I know went to PC. I can't think of... There was something else. I can't remember what it was, though.
I think it's fascinating to see more and more of that happening, and it makes it more interesting to start looking at potentially doing predominantly PC gaming, because then you could have the best of both worlds. Of course, that also means how much of that is Sony going to do? Are they going to put Spider-Man out on PC at some point in time? I kind of doubt it. That'd be awesome, but I kind of doubt it.
I mean, Spider-Man is pretty damn great.
How's
How's Miles Morales treating you, Chris?
I haven't played it.
Ooh, you racist.
Yeah, he hasn't played Miles.
Why am I racist?
You played White Spider-Man, but you can't play a POC Spider-Man. I gotcha.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, dear Lord. It could also just be because my backlog is huge and I'm waiting for the price to drop.
But I will say I haven't also played Miles Morales.
Yeah.
But I have a reason. I'm waiting for the played on
racist.
PS5.
How's that PS5 search going for you, Willie?
Yeah, and shitty.
You're still stuck with that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As someone who just finished Miles Morales, it's fucking awesome. It's a slightly shorter game than the Amazing Spider-Man that Insomniac put out, but it is a solid fucking game, and the ending of the story is actually really, really well written. It's a straight up tearjerker. Yeah, it is
touching as the original.
Yeah, it's a straight up tearjerker, just like the Amazing Spider-Man game. They hit you in the fucking heart at the end of the story. It's like, you motherfuckers!
Actually,
Chris, it's good.
Did you finish Spider-Man?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So fuck spoilers. This game came out 3 years ago, 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them. You need to play it. Yeah. When fucking Aunt May dies, god damn, that was rough.
Yeah, it was.
And he's like, I always knew Peter. Like, what? Stop it.
But it sort of makes sense.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got something in my eye.
It's called tears.
Yeah, if we ever got to the point where all the exclusives on both Xbox and Sony were coming out on PC also, I'm pretty sure I would just morph to predominantly PC gamer, because then I don't have to have 2 consoles, and I could just be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I want to play Spider-Man today, and tomorrow I want to play into the new Halo. And I can, because they're all on the same platform for me. That'd be great.
You want to play a new Halo?
Why wouldn't I want to play a new Halo?
What was the last Halo game that came out?
Well, Halo Infinite comes out this year.
All right, let me ask my same question again. What was the last Halo that
Halo
came out?
5.
Was
And how long
5?
ago was that?
2.5, 3 years ago.
All right, and how much did it push the boundaries for gameplay from the other Halos?
They added some new weapons and some new capabilities and stuff like
Is it-
that.
In the world where Grand Theft Auto 5 has been released 19 times, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, fuck them for doing that.
And they're
Yeah.
releasing it again for the next gen consoles too. By
Well,
the way.
what's
Fuck
the
that
old
company
joke,
and fuck everybody who's bought it.
No, the old joke was the PS2 had 3 Grand Theft Autos. Now Grand Theft Auto 5 is on 3 different consoles.
3 different consoles. Yeah.
Yeah, without a new release. Like, just bring us Vice City. Let us go back to Vice City. Just do that. Do you hate money?
To
Do
be
you not
fair-
like money?
To be fair though, they did just drop like new content for GTA Online with that whole casino thing. That if you
Fuck GT Online.
well, that's what we say
GTO.
because we may not care as much about the online stuff, but there are a bunch of other folks who do really like GTA Online aspect of it.
No. The gameplay looks fun. Why I'm saying fuck GTA Online is because all those microtransactions
Right.
for the shark cards.
Right.
Fuck that.
And that's why we haven't seen GTA 6.
You
because,
are a full price $60 game. Go fuck yourself with microtransactions.
right. And like I was saying, that's why we haven't seen GTA 6 because they're making bank off of
Yeah.
microtransactions for GTA Online. So why put a new game out right now? Put all your time and development into adding more content to GTA Online.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear me, Crystal Dynamics? Your $60 Avengers game? Go fuck yourself with microtransactions.
Well, if you believe the rumors, it's about to go free to play, but I'm not sure I actually believe
Oh,
that one.
then doubly go fuck yourself.
Well,
I paid for.
you missed it last week when we were talking about it, where they're going
Yeah.
to change the experience.
And make it more
gates, basically.
grindy.
It's more grindy after you hit level 25 now. Instead of leveling up as quickly, they slow the progression then.
Yeah, so a game that already lost its player base and has nobody playing it, they're going to make it harder to play.
Yeah.
Smart fucking move. Hey, wow.
Hey.
That game that I already don't want to play because it's clunky, I now want to play it even less.
And you know what? This might not be Crystal Dynamics' decision because they have a parent company, which is no one knows.
Sony? I don't know.
Square Enix. It's Square Enix.
yeah.
That's the
That's
parent
right.
company, which is very weird. I would not expect Square Enix to make an Avengers game. You know, be the parent company of that was making it. That's very weird.
Yeah. It's really strange because I really enjoyed Crystal Dynamics' work on the Tomb Raider games, and then Avengers, which I will start playing on the 18th, I said, because that's when the next gen console upgrade comes out for it. I'll give it a try then. We'll see.
I will say the single player part of it, very fun.
Yeah.
I will definitely say you're going to have a great time with that.
And that's how I
Now-
look at it. I'm going to play the single player campaign and then the DLC packs, and I'll have spent $15 on the game and paid no microtransactions. So I will feel like I've probably gotten my $15 out of it.
There you go.
I didn't
you can
even-
enjoy some in big in time.
I didn't even pay the $15 so that Square Enix would get a cut of it because I bought it used from GameFly. So GameFly got my $15.
GameFly still a thing?
Yeah, and GameFly has used game sales where pretty much if it comes with DLC in the game, you'll still get that too. So whenever GameFly does a used game sale, it's pretty good. So I got Avengers 2 months ago for $15.
Fair enough.
And it's in the case, and the case never gets shipped out. So
Now, with the next gen update, would you still have to put in the disc into your system?
yes, if it's like how Madden was done when I got my free upgrade on Madden, it basically spins the disc to confirm that you have it and then plays the next.
Sorry,
version of
what?
it. Madden.
Chris,
I buy Madden every 2 to 3 years, Willie.
go
Willie?
fuck yourself.
If I buy it every 2 to 3 years,
Full price game, microtransactions.
Willie,
go fuck yourself.
I didn't pay full price for it.
Is there an echo in here? Is there a fucking echo in here? Go fuck yourself.
Willie, I paid $30 for it and haven't put a dime into microtransactions on it.
How's NBA 2K whatever?
I haven't played it. It's on Game Pass, but I haven't played
Oh
it.
my god. Fuck that too. How's FIFA treating you?
I don't play the FIFA games, so how would I know?
You know what I'm getting at.
He likes football, not football.
I like football, not football.
Football.
Football. That was my news. this-
Wait, actually, one last thing when we're talking about football. Do you know why football is called football in America?
So that we could steal the meaning from the soccer players. I don't know.
For the stupidest reason ever. because the ball is a foot long.
Nice.
Okay.
Stupid.
Fair enough. That wraps up my news. I'm going to toss things over to Mr. Bachman. What do you got for us this week?
A little bit of hype on a new upcoming game called the Outriders. And speaking of the Bethesda acquisition, an article came out yesterday from Paul Tassi over on Forbes, asking the question, wait, is Outriders launching on Xbox Game Pass? Well, the biggest Xbox Game Pass news of the week has been the arrival of 20 massive Bethesda titles, like Chris said. After the Microsoft acquisition, there may be one more to add soon of some significance. Game Pass has done this before, quote-unquote, leaking a game coming to the service with a joke email, and now we have a new one from Melissa McGame Pass, which you can read below. And it's an email sent as a mysterious signal from Melissa McGame Pass to Xbox Game Pass Social. Hey, team, so much news today. Hope you don't mind if I add some more. Although it's completely unrelated to the other announcements, the new game has been confirmed and is officially coming to the service. As always, keep this confidential. Before I go, I did have something I wanted to ask. Has anyone else noticed a mysterious signal appearing in the distance lately, or am I the anomaly in this situation? Weird question, I know. Thanks, Melissa. And then it says the most important line here is, has anyone noticed a mysterious signal appearing in the distance lately, or am I the anomaly in this situation? While, yes, many sci-fi games have both used this mysterious signals and anomalies in the various plot points, there is one that uses both of that has been released in 2 weeks, which is Square Enix's Outriders. Because literally the characters that you play get their superpowers from an anomaly, and you have anomaly power in the game. And while in the intro story of the game, the world basically gets destroyed while you're looking for a mysterious signal that's coming from a beacon. So it looks like there's a chance that they might actually be tossing this straight onto fucking Game Pass when it comes out for Xbox, which is kind of crazy.
Nice.
And for those that don't know, this is the new Lunar Shooter from Square Enix, and People Can Fly. Right now, the demo's available, and it's racking up some big numbers. The other article I had here was based on a tweet that they sent out showing that, was it from the Outriders account, to all 2+ million Outrider demo players, thank you. And they put up a little stat sheet. In 1 week, over 2 million individual players in the game, 9.5 million hours played, 4 hours and 20 minutes of average play time. The 4 classes breakdown are 28.5% people played Trickster, 27.6% played Pyromancer, 23.0% played Technomancer, and 20.9% played Devastator. 3.5 trillion total damage done. 3.18 million people killed the captain of the Bloodhound Gang. 638 million total kills.
The Bloodhound Gang?
Yeah, there is a Bloodhound Gang.
The Bloodhound Gang?
Called the Bloodhound.
I hear they have the bad touch.
They do. 49 million player deaths from enemies. Riflemen are the most deadly enemies in the game. 3.6 billion scrap collected. Just all these crazy stats, right? And then it gets, 1,000 players have created more than 10 characters, all this other stuff. And then when they looked at someone underneath this tweeted back about, all the crazy stats, that was probably me with 254 hours played.
Wow.
And this person puts up a shot of their character at level 7, which I believe is the max in the demo. And every gun in his inventory is legendary. His 3 main weapons and the 30 weapons he's carrying are all legendary weapons. When the game came out, there was a loot loop that you could run and open 3 chests over and over again, and you could get legendary weapons from these loot cases. And it ended up getting patched where you couldn't do that anymore. You had to actually get them on the side quests, and then they ended up go back and repatching that again. Just they taken some of it out, putting some of it back in, because the whole point of this demo that they're wanting people to play for Outriders is that you actually get to keep the gear you earn in the demo.
That's
when
cool.
the game goes live, the characters we've created will still be there. They're not doing a pure wipe on launch day. You actually get to keep your characters, you get to keep the weapons you buy or find. And so a bunch of people were like, well, shit, we can grind legendaries. And so in this article this guy put up on a Eurogamer, it says someone has played the Outriders demo for an eye-watering 254 hours so far. The demo, which has been played by over 2 million people, went live on the 25th of February. It's only March 14th. It says, that means this mysterious player clocked 254 hours in just 15 days. So on average, that's 17 hours a day since it came out.
That's insane.
Yeah, this guy has basically done nothing but sleep and play Outriders. And yeah, the shot of the character is ridiculous. But yeah, the fact that he's done like 250 hours. There's a reference to People Can Fly's first heavy farming nerf for the demo. Soon after the demo launched, players discovered a loot cave via a triple chest run that let them farm legendary items without any combat. They tackled this by saying note that chests no longer dropped legendary items, forcing players to repeat side quests instead. In the demo, you basically have like the first 5 missions of the game. But after you finish them, you can go back and restart it and replay any of them you want, pick and choose which ones you want, or just restart the whole story. And you'll level up your character, learn about the abilities, and you'll go back through and shoot everybody with your new guns. And yeah, apparently that's all this guy's been doing for 15 days.
Wow.
But I've been playing it. I played it with the girlfriend. I've actually played the Devastator because I usually like tank classes. And it's basically like being an earthbender from Avatar. You can cover yourself in fucking rock and get stronger. You can fucking do an earthquake and shock people. And then you have guns and armor. And in this game, guns and armor, it's kind of like Destiny 2. It's the Lunar Shooter grind thing where you're going to go back through and do stuff over and over again. But every like piece of gear you pick up changes your appearance, like World of Warcraft style. And the guns can have different abilities that change how you do combat, can give bonuses to your superpowers. But yeah, it's super fun. There's already 4 classes right now. But I mean, both of us, I think we're both made it to max level. We've both gone through the demo at least 4 times. Like, it's really fucking fun. And we were sitting there talking about it last night. It's basically like this group of devs sat down and said, what's everything that was promised in the last like 5 major AAA games that they said was going to come out? And what's all the shit they didn't do? Because guess what the base is in the start of this game where you run around and talk to people and then go get like buy and sell stuff and then run out and leave for your mission. It's everything they promised in Anthem. It's the fucking marketplace. It's literally people hanging out at a bar. It's people there's like fights up on a stage where people are betting on it. There's random people walking around buying and selling stuff. There's, a restaurant. There's fucking different loot vendors. It's literally everything that was promised in Anthem. And it looks like that's what we're getting with Outriders.
Nice. And this is also Square Enix, so assuming
this is also Square Enix.
Assuming this picks up, you can see what the future is on the wall for the Avengers game with all its microtransactions.
Yep.
So this is a game that they teased it for Game Pass. I'm assuming once this goes live, there'll be microtransactions for like battle passes and armor packs and stuff like that. So I could see. I could see the use case there, and then be like, yeah, we'll put this on Game Pass. While we may not get the initial, say, $60 a pop, then we get a bunch of people who say, hey, I got this as part of my subscription. I'm more willing to buy DLC packs or loot crates or whatever in there. So I could see that being the case. I could see them also doing that with PS Now, in theory, being like, hey, we're going to put it on PS Now, so you get it.
For sure.
Willie doesn't
use PS Now.
Excuse me, PS Plus. That's what I was meaning to say. I'm sorry. PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah, everyone uses PS Plus.
Yeah, sorry. I got the nomenclature confused in my head.
It's understandable. That's completely understandable. That's some weird name.
And it could definitely eventually be drop and be like, 4 or 5 months down the road be a PS Plus game where because I mean, it's designed to be like, to have the microtransactions like Destiny 2 because this is also, it's one of those games where you have, I think it's 5 pieces of armor. So you have helmet, chest piece, gloves, pants, and shoes. And this is the type of game where each piece you pick up changes the look of your character. And so this is the type of game where if you give someone a $10 costume where it has bonus stats if you wear all 5 pieces and it looks really cool, motherfuckers will buy that shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the type of game where if you just want to grind it and go get the gear yourself, you don't have to buy anything. And yeah, honestly, I mean, I played Destiny 2. I mean, hell, I played Apex. I played fucking Overwatch. I played Fortnite. I played all the shooters and I played all the looter shooters. And I mean, as disappointing as Anthem was, when it worked, there was some amazing stuff in that game that I loved. Like, there was some real fun to be had. I've had as much fun playing fucking Outriders this week as I did the first week playing Anthem, and it's a hell of a lot less glitchy. Like, it's a fucking smooth demo, and what we're seeing in the demo right now, which is still free to play. Everybody can go get it. The demo's on Xbox, it's on PC, it's on fucking PlayStation. You can go download the demo right now for free, play either of the 4 classes. The controls are really good. They just did a patch on Thursday that fixed a bunch of bugs, some glitches and quality of life they had. And there's a motion blur feature that apparently some people didn't like, and they added in the ability to turn that off or on. So there's literally a toggle switch now. If you don't like motion blur, get rid of it. And so yeah, like it's just a demo, and they already patched the demo. I mean, how often does that happen on a free demo? Usually they're like, oh, we'll just take our data that we get and fuck you, and then you buy the game or not. These guys are like, no, we're gonna fix the demo. There's problems with it.
To be fair, it's not really a demo. It's a beta test, really a stress test.
Well,
No,
More than likely.
this is a solid demo because honestly, from the moment it came out, it worked. So a beta test is much more glitchy. I've played a lot of betas. This
Okay,
is
but maybe not a beta test, but it's more like
Yeah.
a stress test for their servers, probably.
that's probably what it is.
Oh,
On the
yeah, it's a
Xbox
stress
app,
test
it
for
calls
sure.
it a beta because I just pulled it up to download it. It's called Outriders demo. Outriders
I
demo.
mean,
it
I would
says.
say beta just because it's not fully released.
And,
No,
I
but
would
I mean,
say
this-
beta.
I don't know, a beta to me implies that like
I know
there's-
what you mean.
they're expecting there to be bugs and stuff to not work. This is a demo of the game. It is a fully functioning. Because like I remember when the demo came out or the beta came out for fucking Anthem, that thing was buggy as shit. This actually works. And yeah, like honestly, the last fucking week, me and the girlfriend have played the fuck out of it. And I've played both. I've played 2 classes so far, Devastator and Pyromancer, and both are super fun. And it changes the way you do combat. And yeah, just like the fact that like every weapon can change how you attack people. It can adjust your abilities. It can make you stronger. It can give you shields. It can give you more health. It can make your my earthquake powers better. Like the way the whole thing is set up is fantastic. And then any weapon you get, you can break it down for parts and basically take out the mods. And then later on, when you get a better gun, you can put those mods in it when they introduce crafting in the actual full game.
So let me get this straight.
For a Lunar Shooter, this one seems like it's going to be super fun, and even the grinding aspect of it isn't too bad because the AI isn't dumb. Every time you run into an area to fight people, like it's kind of annoying how smart they are about trying to flank you. They try to get around on your sides and shoot you from the side. It's fucking annoying.
Let me get this straight. Square Enix, right?
Yeah.
Lunar Shooter.
Yeah.
Powers.
Yeah.
How is this not Avengers?
because it's a shooter.
Because it's good.
It's Avengers.
It's what Avengers should have been, one could argue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this
You're not
this
wrong.
this is actually fun.
I was going to download it, but evidently since the new OS update came out for the Xbox, I have to reauthorize remote install. So I can't do it from my app right now. So as soon as we get done, I'll go upstairs and install it on my Xbox. But I did see it is optimized for Series S and X and does 60 plus frames per second, which is cool. So I assume there's a PS5 variant that is a similar capability. That's what I was getting to, Willie.
Yep.
I wasn't
Yeah,
being
what this
classist.
What this actually is
I
a
wouldn't think you were doing that
PS5. It's a PS5 and a Series X, Series X is the new one, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was
it is
mostly doing.
it is a PS5 Series X game that they actually correctly descaled to run correctly on a PS4, on a PS4 Pro, and on the old Xbox. So yeah, this isn't fucking. What was the game they just did where it was crashing? Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a PS5 game. They're like, oh, well, we'll just turn down the resolution. It'll run fine on the old systems. No, it fucking won't. It'll fucking crash.
Well, technically, Cyberpunk was supposed to be out originally for Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah,
along
but
with PC.
we all know they didn't descale it correctly. This game
Well,
is
it wasn't
descaled.
really descaling.
This game is descaled perfectly. It runs just fine on my girlfriend's PS4, and it runs just fine on my PS4 Pro. Like, I literally load a little faster whenever we go into an area together. But also, here's the other thing. There's no clunky fucking matchmaking if you don't want it. You can you have 3 settings when you go onto your main menu. You can play in game mode private, you can play in game mode friends only, or you can play in game mode open. And if you're in game mode open, you can be in a mission and some random person just pops in, joins you on the mission shooting people, and they disappear.
Nice.
If you're in private, you run through the world by yourself and nobody fucking bugs you. But when me and the girlfriend, she's on plane and I get home and fucking say, oh, hey, you're on Outriders. I can literally go to my lobby, click join friend, and it just loads me into the mission she's at, and I'm there. It's fan-fucking-tastic. There's no clunky fucking matchmaking screen. There's no fucking ridiculous load times. I mean, it's got load screens, but they're nowhere near like the mess that Anthem was, where you'd sit there and stare at a load screen for 5 fucking minutes. Yeah, like it's good shit. It's basically from what I'm seeing, it's like all the fun stuff I wanted in Anthem, minus Iron Man suits. That's all this game's really missing. If there was an Iron
Is
Man
it
suit
really
in this game,
missing it?
well, yeah, because Anthem is still the best Iron Man simulator ever.
Sure.
Like, it's really good at that. If you play, especially if you played the Iron Man game, which was awful.
No, I played an Iron Man game that was great, Iron Man VR.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Anthem is probably still better than Iron Man VR. Oh yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. If
You're
you haven't,
defending Anthem.
yes, I'll still defend it.
Chris, do you hear this bullshit?
But yeah, if you haven't checked out Outriders, everybody should go check it out. I mean, right now it's still a free demo. It doesn't launch until April 1st, so you still got 2 weeks. It'll honestly take you no more than like 10 hours to go through the storyline and get a feel for the game, and you can easily decide whether or not you think it's worth buying. And if you pre-order, they got the whole, get a whole list of these skins and bonus bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's a super fun game. It looks solid, and just when you finish the story, of the 5 missions that they have in the demo, it gives you another preview video that shows stuff that's not in the trailer online. That basically shows you more of the world you'll be going into after the game actually launches. And yeah, it looks fucking huge. Like, it's gonna be a large fucking world that you get to adventure through with these superpowers and go out and shoot people and kick ass. And yeah, it just looks fun as hell.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. This sounds like one that would be interesting to, and I actually have a new headset coming this week for my Xbox, so if I want to communicate with people, it'd be a game to try that out on. I'm down.
Oh.
The hell with that Avengers game. F it, I'm going to play
well,
this.
Well, as Haru's, but it's hard to decide with Final Fantasy VII being free, and now there's the new Trickster coming in DVD being launched, and now we got, all these new fun things. But yeah, it's a good one to try out. At least, you got a couple more weeks while the game's still free. I'd say try the demo for Outriders. Because, yeah, me and the girlfriend have been just loving the hell out of it. It's enjoyable. It's really well made. The characters, there's really funny stuff. Oh, and here's another great thing that we noticed while we were playing. Is you team up and go through the same cutscenes and missions over and over again. If both of you are playing together on a team, so I had my Devastator, who's a male character, and she made a Technomancer, who was a female character. When we would go back to base and talk to our friends and do a cutscene, she would see her character in the lead during the cutscenes, and I would be standing in the background, and I would see vice versa on my screen.
Nice.
So I would see my custom-made character in the lead. So yeah, so whoever is watching, they see their character in the lead on the cut screen, even if you're in like a team mode. It's fucking fantastic.
It's not bad. Sounds like fun to me. Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
I need to stop playing Hades for a little bit on my Switch. So this sounds like an excuse to stop, because I'm addicted to that game.
Give you a reason to try something else and just refresh your brain.
Right. So, Willie, pardon the expression here, but we're going to toss things over to you to wrap them up for us. What's your news this week?
So, my news is a little bit international, if you will. A little bit of international flavor.
A little international flair.
So, I don't know if we talked about it before, but the actual island of Tsushima, as in, the game Ghost of Tsushima, based on the real island, as in the past, a while back, they said they were wanting to make the makers of the game, was it tourism ambassadors for the actual island itself. This
Nice.
news is they're actually extending it to every PlayStation developer whoever worked on the game. So I found that amazingly. If you remember, what was it? A couple months ago? The some bad weather has made some of their monuments, let's just say, a little broken down. The player base actually came in and donated money for the restoration of said historical monuments.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, it happened
Look
a
at
little
that.
bit ago.
Gamers doing good in the world. What
Yep.
the fuck?
Yeah, and a lot of these monuments are in the game too. Like the oh god, what are they called? The little fucking, I don't know the term for they're called. The gateways. You know what I'm talking about, Bachman, right?
Oh yeah.
What are they
Of course,
called?
Now I can't think of what they're fucking called.
Yeah, a lot. Some of those have been were like broken down because of bad weather recently, and so players donated money to help rebuild them, to make them restore them. So yay.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that was quick and easy. Yeah, fucking let's go visit Tsushima.
Very cool. I like the idea of like a small Japanese island getting like a tourism bump because of a video game. Like, how cool is that? And a video game based on based on a historical event that happened, with just fictional characters living throughout those events.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Mongols invaded.
Your main character is fictional. I think the uncle is too. But wasn't that the actual guy who invaded though? Wasn't that the same guy?
I don't know if the actual Khan that invaded was like, who was it supposed to be, like
grandson
Kublai Khan's
of Genghis Khan.
Yeah, I know it was the Mongols. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I don't know if it was the actual, was that Khan that invaded.
Their first stop was Tsushima Island to go to Japan.
That's cool.
So yeah, the game is based in historical accuracy, except for it's the game.
Yeah,
And the main character is, and I'm sure his uncle is too, was made up for the game. Just want to state and specify that. But the Mongols really did invade.
Indeed. I need to play that game at some point in time. I still haven't even bought it.
Oh, so good. So good. Game of the year.
It's on the list. I got too many games to play. We've gone through many a times.
It should have won Game of the Year over The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes, true.
I mean, both of them should be up there because they're both great games. Like, all these problems people had with Last of Us, I mean, I might not enjoyed the 3 or 4 endings it had, like the story point to it. But I mean, the game itself is still good. The story is still good. It just didn't go the way I wanted to go. But it's them. They're telling the story. I'm playing their game, so they tell me the story. I'm not making the story up. So that's all it is. Yeah. So
that's fair.
That's all me. It's a personal taste thing.
That's fair. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Although, depending on the publications, there's different Game of the Years, because Hades was also one of the Game of the Years for 2020.
Well, I'm talking about the Game Awards.
Okay, gotcha. And Hades is well worth playing for those that haven't played it.
I have heard that.
Yeah, it's. I don't like roguelike games, and I love the game. That's what shocked me on it.
I mean, I would have to. I mean, I'm sure there's a roguelike I'll enjoy. I just have to find it.
Yeah, I like it because there's story to it, and there's actually, even though you die multiple times, you still progress things because you actually retain skill points and things like that each time you die. So
it happens.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Not dominantly, but it does happen. Like what was the one I played on the PS?
Super Meat Boy. No, I don't know.
That's not a roguelike at all.
I know. I just wanted to say Super Meat Boy.
He just likes saying Super Meat Boy.
I think you just want to say meat.
Meat.
Well, have you met the Meat Man? His name's John.
Oh,
Silver,
yes, I have.
And he's always hungry.
Listen, I know
he's
the
got
man.
the meats.
God, what was his name from Ren and Stimpy? Kowalski. Yeah, they Ren and Stimpy take Kowalski out for a picnic. I think they adopted him for the day or something from prison. And Ren goes, "What kind of sandwich would you want, Kowalski?" He goes, "Meat." "What kind of meat?" "Meat." "All right, what kind of bread do you want?" "Meat." "All right, then here's your meat sandwich." Yeah, it's pretty much that. It was hilarious. Kowalski. I'm pretty sure that was the name. Why they gotta make him Polish?
For fun? I don't know.
I'm assuming Kowalski is a Polish name. I have no idea.
It sounds Polish.
Yeah,
got a lot of K's in it.
You sound Polish.
That's true as well.
I don't really have Polish in my ancestry, but I guess it's possible.
I have no idea.
Congratulations.
The only thing I know is Native American and white. That's all I know of. Where that white is, I don't know. I mean, I'm white.
I got a lot of German in my background. Let's put it this way. One side of my family is the merging of the Diekman and the Stein families. There's a lot of German in my background.
Didn't you grow up in Germany?
I did spend 3 years in Germany as well when my dad was stationed there. It was fun. I like Germany.
You were born near me.
I was born in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Nearish.
Yeah.
East Coast, you know.
I'm a South Carolinian, Willie. South Carolina.
I'm a North Carolinian.
Nah, and I lived in...
Is this the Battle of the North and South again?
No, not really.
Sounds like it.
Nah.
Oh, I'm a Southpaw.
I live in West Virginia. We didn't join the South. We stayed with the North.
North's in my name, though. Well, the state name.
West is in my state's name. So?
Well, you're currently...
Which still makes no damn sense.
Where is East Virginia?
It's called Virginia. But West Virginia is the best Virginia.
Yeah, North and South Dakota.
Whoa,
West and East Virginia.
Chris,
East Virginia?
there is not a damn way you can sit here with a straight face and tell me West Virginia is the best Virginia?
Best Virginia.
What, in meth?
If that's your thing, man. If that's your thing.
Yeah, you're best in the country for meth.
Don't be jealous.
Oh, I'm not jealous.
I don't know. You haven't been to Garden City, Idaho. We got some meth here.
Listen, there's enough meth to spread around here.
Fair enough. That being said, guys, we have wrapped up the news of the week. You know what that means. It's time to bring back a segment I don't think we've done in 6 months? 7 months? It's been a while. We're bringing this bit back, though, and I hope you guys have fun.
Unprotected Advice with Willie D. Nelson.
Unprotected all the way in, baby.
That's right. You, the fans and listeners, demanded it. We made it happen. It is the return of Unprotected Advice with one Willie D. Nelson. For those that aren't familiar, Willie's got a lot of life lessons he feels like he can share. And if you've heard the rest of the show, you know, like to laugh and joke and make fun of things. That's not what happens in this bit. I mean, we ask people to send us things they need advice on, or we pull some things from Reddit. And Willie, and then Anthony and I afterwards, kind of chime in with advice as to, hey, here's what you may do to kind of meet the goal you're looking to do, things like that. We don't joke around and make light of what people are asking. Now, they may be funny situations sometimes, but we do take unprotected advice seriously. Isn't that right, Willie?
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right. So we do have 2 entries for unprotected advice. We'll start first with a submission with something from Reddit, and then we'll go second with something that was sent to me on Discord. Then we'll keep the poster anonymous. That is from a listener of the All Things Good and Nerdy show.
Oh, shit. Well, that sure narrows it down, because that's 1 out of 12 out of, instead of 1 out of 8 billion humans, there's only 12
who I think it is.
Or it could just be from someone who saw that we do this segment and sent it
Let's go to the first one.
Let's go to the first one. This comes courtesy of the Reddits, and it is entitled My Problem of Loneliness. So, Willie, we're going to help someone who feels lonely today is the goal. Are you ready to hear what their situation is?
Yes.
I, male 22, am a happy guy, but sometimes I really need someone around me, someone to whom I can talk to. But right now, there's no one. For help, I tried using Twitch apps and other things like that to reach out and interact with people, but they just don't seem to want to interact with a stranger, or maybe they have concerns about privacy, things like that. I just want to say I don't need a girlfriend, but I need someone to talk to about the day, stuff that goes on, and things that obviously you can't just share with anyone. What should I do? How should I make everyone realize I just want to talk to someone? I'm not some kind of fraud. And I think this is kind of a pertinent question, kind of important, especially in the world and climate we still live in, which is you're not really supposed to be going out and socializing a bunch because of the pandemic, unless you're in your smaller groups and people that are protected and masked, things like that. So a lot of people are turning towards online sources to try and form friendships, find people to talk to, things like that. So Willie, what kind of suggestion would you have for this poster on Reddit of how to find people to talk to and kind of make it clear he just wants people to talk to? He's not trying to be a creep or to defraud them of anything. He just wants friends. He wants interaction, which is tough in today's world right now because a lot of people are in that same boat, I think.
Well, I don't know if I can have a direct answer for this because I need to know about him a lot, or her. Is it him or her? Is it really?
It is male 22 is how they identify.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I can tell you what I do. Because obviously, I mean, I have my friends I've had for a long, long time. They're the base friends. We just went on vacation with each other. The other thing, which is very dependent upon how his hobbies and everything is, like, especially, and also the distancing thing, is I play online with people. I talk to them. It's like the same group of people. I talk to them every day or every time I'm on. and it kind of just merged out to actually being good friends. Like, even though, like, online friends, you never meet them or anything, but you just know them and everything. Bachman, never met you.
Yeah, that's true.
Chris, I met you. I picked you up.
That is true. He picked me up and spun me around like a rag doll.
I'm a Goliath. Oh, thank you, Windows.
I think
Wasn't
that
my
might have been my
Windows.
machine. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's very bright, but my Windows didn't make that sound. Yeah, but I mean, that's the best advice I use. Like, if you play games, do that. Like, this group of friends, technically, I met through another friend who invited me to play Among Us, and this Among Us group, which is inherently a usually larger group, I've made friends with a bunch of them, and that kind of spun out in the last, like, 4 months. And I'm starting to play D&D tonight with some of them for the first time. So, yeah. So it just kind of spins out. That's what I do. Like, especially meeting people, like, online is probably the best way to go when you just try, like, play games with people.
I think
People love games.
you're onto something in regards to like shared hobbies and things like that.
But once again, yeah, I don't know how he,
right.
What his hobbies are and stuff. So I know what I do. I can give you that advice, but stuff like that, like, I'm trying to think, like, being in someone else's shoes who doesn't play games, like, how would they do this? And I'm joining a play. It's not like I went into what I did looking for friends or anything. It just kind of naturally happened.
Right, but I think we can genericize it to a point of things
Oh,
that
like-
interest you. If it's like, if you like collecting baseball cards, or if you like comedies and things like that, there's communities for
Forums.
There's
go.
forums, there's
Right.
Reddit. Now, Reddit is not necessarily the great way to
Yeah.
start some of these relationships, but there
No.
are people that have formed genuine relationships through that.
Actually, pen pals.
Pen pals.
The subreddit pen pals.
So,
That still does the thing.
no
I'm
joke.
saying Reddit's a good way to find access to Discords on certain topics.
Correct.
So you wouldn't necessarily stay on the Reddit, but it might be a good place to find where there'd be a Discord for a forum that's on a specific topic, something that you really enjoy, one of the hobbies that you dig on. And then, that would be a place to go find, post something, comment on some stuff, see who responds. Maybe, build up a communication friendship there.
Haru says they have groups for activities like hiking, riding, cooking around my city, things like that. You can look into things like that. And no joke, this is a real life situation I'll tell you about here. This is me. When I was 16 years old, I started really enjoying professional wrestling again. We all go through our periods where we do and don't. And I went on a message board, and I was chatting about professional wrestling with folks. And no joke, this message board's been closed down for probably 15 years at this point in time. So this is 20 years ago. I started going on there, started posting with some people. And one of the guys that's on that message board to this day is still one of my best friends. Never met in person, but we talk on the phone 2 or 3 times a week, trade text messages all the time, stuff like that. Like, I know his wife, I've met his kids, all through like online stuff where like Instagram videos or video chat and stuff like that. It's interesting.
Okay, I was about to ask. You said you never met him, but you met his wife and his kids.
Never met in person. Let me rephrase.
I was gonna make I like that.
Yeah,
joke.
let me rephrase. We've never met in person. He lives
Just
in California.
One
I live
creepy
here.
weekend.
But like it's not unheard of in my house or in his house. Like, if I'm on the phone, I'll get off the phone. My wife's like, "Hey, was that Wayne?" I'll be like, "Yeah, it was Wayne." And it's my friend that I made when I was 16, chatting on pro wrestling message boards, that we just stayed friends after that, eventually traded phone numbers so we could text and stuff like that. And the dude's been my friend for 20 years at this point in time. And it's just because of a shared thing that we both liked. And even when we both dropped out of pro wrestling, we kind of hung around and on those boards and chatted in like the different other threads they had for like movies or TV and things like that. Now, message boards have kind of gone away in today's world. We've kind of shifted more to Reddit and Discord servers and things like that. But that's ways to meet other people who may have other interests that can then develop into a friendship. I think it's going to be very tough if you're the original poster of this and you go in from day one saying, here's what I want out of someone, is this kind of relationship. Because that's really hard to be like, I don't know you, but you're saying you want this kind of close relationship. You need to develop the friendship somehow through common interests, I think.
I do have a tangential question came to mind, Chris. Since you're talking about wrestling stuff. How many times did you make Spider-Man in wrestling games in the Creator Wrestler?
Not often, really. I think once. I don't play wrestling games very much, though, because most of them aren't.
I mean,
very
like
good.
back when you were like 16.
But even back then, I didn't really play wrestling games that much because they weren't very good. Other than like No Mercy and.
I'm about to say No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. You didn't play those?
I didn't play them a ton, actually. I played the arcade
Really?
cabinet versions of WrestleMania 2000, I think it was. There was an
They have
arcade. There was an
No,
arcade
there can't be an arcade cabinet.
There was an
that.
arcade cab of a WrestleMania game that was based off one of the N64 ones. I can't remember which. That was actually really fun.
I mean, one of the other ones, like Attitude. No, was that PlayStation exclusive?
I don't remember.
All right, yeah, I think Attitude was. Yeah, the wrestling games, PS1 and 64. There's only two good ones. That's WrestleMania 2000
and No Mercy.
And No
what was
Mercy.
it called on Nintendo? All Star Pro Wrestling. What was that old school one?
Oh, you're talking about just pro wrestling on the original Nintendo.
Was it just called Pro Wrestling?
Starman, Amazon,
yeah.
And
grab the dude,
the not Ric Flair dude,
a double drop kick and do a backflip off of, kick him in the chest.
Oh yeah, that was the Amazon, the lizard guy.
Yeah, that game was a blast.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible. You know what game I hated? I know we're doing tangential here. Fucking WrestleMania for the N64. Fuck that game, because I had it. And you know what? The one thing I can never figure out how to do, I tried every button combination that you could do.
How to win?
To pin. I get their health all the way down, and I don't know. I'm pressing every button to pin, and I can't figure out how to fucking pin. Now, I was a kid, but seriously, I was pushing every button. Down and B, down and A. There's not that many buttons. Select, start. Oh, that pauses it, of course. But yeah, you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Sorry for the tangent.
So, online capabilities like that. There's also stuff in your local town and things like that. There's probably Facebook groups and stuff that are like, let's call it the Nature Club of City X or things like that, where you might be able to meet folks like that. People have done
really depends
meetups.
Upon your hobbies.
I'm sorry.
It really depends upon your hobbies, not you.
Yeah. So that would be the suggestion: is look at things that you like to do hobby wise, and try and find groups around that, and that's how you meet and get to know people. And were we not in pandemic times, like say for instance you were really big in like tabletop gaming and stuff like that, go to your local game stores, things like that. If there's ones nearby, figure out when League Night is and start playing there. Find a group that's playing Dungeons and Dragons if you're a D&D fan, because a lot of those are played out of like game stores. So really,
or LFGs.
Yeah, it comes down to what your interests are.
Groups.
Take those interests and try and find a group that also shares those same interests.
You know. But yeah, if you start talking about something that you're interested in, that will show the type of person you are, what your influences are, what you're interested in, and then that's a way to like start building a relationship without specifically going into the process saying, "Hey, I want to make a friend."
Yeah.
Like if literally that's your goal from the start, it's weird because of the way we are, especially online. Like, a lot of people are private about stuff. They don't want to like specifically go out and build a relationship with something. But if you just start talking about something that you're interested in, that will show people, the type of person you are. And if, you're going to make a friend, that's how you're going to do it, is through, like hobbies, like interests, stuff like that.
There you go. That's pretty good. I think we did good with that one.
Pat ourselves on the back. Let's suck our own dick there, boys.
Well, I don't want to suck any dick.
Bachman took the back patting, so Chris.
You're next. I was not expecting that.
My tongue can't reach the tip.
Oh, we know, because otherwise you wouldn't ever get out of bed.
You're talking to someone who doesn't really. I mean, I enjoy it, but
stop. We don't need to go into personal details on what you do and don't enjoy in Willy's Wonderland.
Great fucking movie.
Do you like how I set
Wonderland.
that up for you?
Great. Watch the movie. Movie of the year so far.
All right, so are you ready for the final one we have this week?
This better not be from SP.
I can't tell you who it's from. We're keeping the submitter anonymous. Only one person. Only two people know who the
Willie
submitter
will bleach
is.
His asshole for him.
Yeah.
It's you and the submitter.
Me and the submitter. So here we go. During the first part of COVID lockdown, I was messing around with a girl, but things have since ended. I have recently begun a relationship with someone else, and things are going fairly well. With this, I have ended things with the former. However, she reached out with a request. She is asking if we could become sexual again with the full knowledge and approval of my current partner. Given that my current partner is not overly sexual, I am seeking Willie's unprotected advice as to how I should broach the subject with my current partner and have the former as a mistress. There's a second part to this as well, but let's do the first part first.
So what they're asking is
kind of open relationship.
They want an
to
open relationship.
Yeah.
Did they say anything about? Have they ever mentioned that to their current partner?
Not as far as the information in the request goes.
Would they know? Would they kind of gander their answer? Do they know what their answer might be? With how they might go with it?
There is no indication of that.
Okay, because that's kind of important. Because I mean, of course, in this day and age, like open relationships are. It's not. It's an uncommon. It's it's a rarity. I mean,
yes.
So
it's a rarity for it to work.
And it sounds like their current relationship is not that sexual, but they want to be more.
They say that their current partner is not overly sexual.
Okay, which is everyone has their different levels,
and everyone is wired differently as to what the correct amount in their mind of sex is. Some people are happy with once a week. Other people are happy with once a day.
Some people are happy with never. They're asexual.
Exactly.
Like how would they broach this subject? I mean, to be fair, talk about it. I mean, you have to go anywhere. You have to talk to them. They are your partner. You should be have an open conversation with them.
I guess the real way would be, how do you bring it up though? To be like, hey, here's why I want to float this idea to you. I mean, do you lead with the fact that I feel like in this scenario that we are not having the amount of sex that I would like? I don't know. I think, be honest is what I would say in most any of these things. And that's how you could say it, is be like, I think my sex drive might be more than yours. And while I'm really enjoying what we're having, I feel like...
All right, I see a couple possibilities here. One, they have talked with their partner already about being more sexually intimate, more often. I'm assuming that is the thing. And either it has gone nowhere, or they said, which I hope is not the case, because if that's the case, then that's just like, because they're not doing it. So that's a good possibility. And they just want a sexual relationship with the other person that they used to see, who's now contacted them again, right?
Yes, my understanding here is, quote, she is asking if we could become sexual again with the full knowledge and approval of my current partner.
Wow. Kudos to both of them for not wanting to be dirtbags and just doing it on the sly.
Oh yeah, definitely kudos to that.
I think it should be mentioned. They're not trying to lie and be shitheads.
For this talk, though, is it might not, be, something you like to hear. There's always a possibility of saying, "Oh, that's how you feel." Then let's just end it. Hey, that is a possibility. Although I also don't know these people, I'm just trying to the best thing I can do is put myself in the position of both places and see, what would go through my head for possibilities of what could and possibly happen.
Because it'd be yes, no, or end the relationship. Like any of those three possibilities could happen.
The key is
there could be I guess we could try it and then just secretly harboring thing. That could also be a thing. I'm not saying it is, because once again, I don't know these people, so I can't really, feel around in their headspace. If that makes sense. So there's just a lot of possibilities depending upon more information. You said there's a second part.
There is a second part. There was a follow-up that came. Additionally, following the offer to be mistress, I found out that the second girl is a sex worker and has offered myself to work in some situations such as cuckolding, domination, and the like, for which I would be compensated.
Oh, so this other person is a female as well.
Both the partners in this case are female, it reads to me. Both the ex and the current partner are female.
Oh, okay.
Is how it reads to me.
Okay, I'm sorry if I was assuming shit. Yeah. If I said anything
that's
earlier.
how it reads to me. I don't know that for a fact, but that's how it reads to me.
Okay. All right. So you got your ex that you saw. Your ex is talking back to you. All right, so going through. Oh, man, and sex work. You're throwing that all in there. Ooh. Like, oh, man, that is a whole nother subject that you would have to talk about with your current.
That's why I wanted to
That
talk.
opens up a whole nother thing.
I wanted to talk the first part first because I think there might be a kind of advice that goes with that, and then the additional wrinkle after that. And
all right, so I'm assuming they mean sex work. I guess like videos with the ex is what I'm assuming. Does that sound right to you from what you read?
Let me reread it here. Additionally, following the offer to be a mistress, I found out that the second girl is a sex worker and has offered myself to work in some situations such as cuckolding, domination, and the like, for which I would be compensated.
Well, first off, you don't offer me until I say a yes or a no. First of all, you don't just go ahead and say that shit. You let me answer for myself.
Well, I think the implication is that was an opportunity afforded to them, or a possibility of things.
Okay, I thought they said.
I think we might be reading into it too much. That the thought is.
Okay, let's be fair. I can only go by the words I hear. That's my first thought. Like, I'm sorry, you're offering me what? You let me answer this before you just offer me. That's what I assume. I mean, there's some money in there. If you're talking about like OnlyFans and stuff like that, or they talk about actual sex work?
I don't know.
Man, how do you do that in COVID times? How do you take precautions there?
Well, you get the test and wait for 2 weeks.
How are the whores doing in this COVID times?
You just don't kiss
them. Well, someone think of the whores.
So additional information is coming into my inbox. That she has clients who would like to watch, be tortured, and yes, some video work too.
I mean, the hell, people are into that. I'm not going to fucking
if
judge
it's consensual.
That.
If it's consensual, and
if you're into it, I'm not going to judge you. If you want to do it on camera or something, get paid for, or just doing in sex work, as in going to somewhere for a person, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
If it's consensual and it's something you're into,
if I was president, it would be legal. Prostitution legal. It's not only for Nevada, or was it only for Reno and Las Vegas? I don't know.
I think it's only parts.
Is it the whole
Nevada.
state? Is it just those cities? It
doesn't fucking
matter. Doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe it's legal.
So I think the thought I would have is if it's something that interests you, go for it. I mean,
but once again, you definitely, especially with sex work stuff like that, you definitely have to talk about with your current partner.
And know that there's a huge chance that might end your relationship with your current partner, because they may not want to have any part of that at all. Which, it's better to be honest, because if you do something like that and then don't tell them about it, and then they find out later, oh, you weren't just cheating on me, you were cheating on me with a sex worker.
But also saying, if your current partner is also not that sexual, they would probably understand. There's a good possibility they would be understanding.
They might be.
Oh yeah, you don't get that from me. I understand. You probably can go somewhere else and get it. I understand that. But as long as we're number one with each other.
And Draftsman's
also understandable.
Draftsman's in the chat room and has a comment that I tend to agree with here. He goes, Chris, I think full disclosure is the best policy and people need to communicate.
Yes.
That's the key here. You need to be honest with the current partner to say, hey, here's what's going on. And it's going to be an awkward, uncomfortable conversation. Or you could decide not to have a conversation and not pursue the having sex with the ex and have the mistress. You could decide, hey, I just don't want to go down this path. I'm perfectly happy with how I am now. But if you want to pursue it, I think you need to have a sit-down conversation, be 100% honest with your current significant other, and say, look, here's what's going on right now. A, I don't think we have different sex drives. Those don't really mesh up. B, here is what has been offered to me and what that could mean. And if you're interested in it, say, I'm interested in it, but it has to be if we're both okay with it. And if one of us changes our mind later down the road, it would stop right then. It's incredibly uncomfortable, and I don't know how to have that kind of conversation like that because I've never been in that position. But all I can imagine is you've just got to kind of be honest and lay it all out and be like, look, here's what's going on.
Now, I trust me, if there's anything Willie understands is mismatch sexual appetites. So I understand that. I know it's frustrating for the person who wants it more.
Mm-hmm.
Under fucking stood. The lawful good thing to do, let's just put that in there, is communicate. Regardless of the outcome, communicate.
Well, I think you have to make a determination in your head before you decide to go down this path is, if it all went to shit and you bring this up and it's going to cause your current relationship to end, is that something you want to have happen in your life?
Is that a possibility you can deal with?
Is that a possibility
Yeah.
you can deal with?
Because it is a possibility.
If the possibility of having
blanks,
your current relationship kind of just blow up because of this opportunity or this offer that's been made, then you may not want to go down that path.
like once again, this is also working with blanks as personalities because I don't know who any besides. I'm not really in their headspace except for with the words I was told.
Right.
And from what I am told, yeah, definitely have to. First of all, are you, if you even broach the subject, are you prepared to be broken up with? Because that is a possibility. Once again, these are just possibilities. You have to think about all possibilities. Don't only think about percentages of them. Just think, is it a possibility, and are you okay with any and all of the possibilities that could come out of said talk?
And going back to the chat room, Drasman has also brought up how to broach the subject, start with an honest conversation, and inform them. I think we're all on the same page here, is that it's got to be an honest conversation to kind of say, hey, here's what's going on.
Yeah, being honest from the get-go is always the best way to do it.
So as we've been discussing this, there is a resolution that has come up on that one. So this was submitted a while ago and it kind of sat there, and person has taken a little bit of action here. So what they did, which is kind of interesting, we'll have the what the unprotected advice receiver had done. They said, quote,
follow-up.
The resolution I took was to turn down the former flatly due to my current partner's prior experiences and jealousy issues. I did bring up the sexual desire issues, and she agreed that having sex more would be something beneficial to the relationship, but was afraid of it being the core of it. Well done.
There you go.
Well done. You said, hey, this is something I don't want to do. Shut it down, and then had the conversation with the current partner to say, hey, this is kind of how I'm feeling and kind of what I want out of things. A+, 100%. You were honest. You thought and talked about how you felt. Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, and that's good too, because I mean, that means more than likely they were actually really enjoying the relationship they were in and didn't want to risk it. Because yeah, like even having that conversation could have risked the current relationship if they were interested in the ex.
So no sex work?
Correct.
Apparently no sex work. Hey, and during the COVID pandemic time, good for them.
Well, I mean, if it's sex work that you're like going online, that's relatively safer in comparison to going to someone's house to have them watch what goes on. So, I mean, technology kind of makes it easier to stay safer, I would imagine.
Just saying, staying away from other humans right now is the best policy.
Well, that's my normal policy.
Humans are dirty. So dirty. So
well, I mean, I just spent a week with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
really,
you're disgusting.
You're an extra.
But I also know my friends, and they are overly cautious with all of it. So I trust them implicitly.
Willie is a walking
I'm a
petri
hermit
dish.
mostly. So
well, and you guys probably put some kind of controls in place before you went on this to ensure.
Oh, everyone was. All my friends.
Drove to
I
the
know
beach
them.
in body condoms.
I'm the only one that drove by myself there. Actually, I think Abby did too. But yeah.
But that does wrap up this latest installment of Unprotected Advice. Before we get off of that, though, I do see Drasman had just commented in there. I want to go back to Drasman's comments, and then we'll shut down the segment.
I've seen it too.
Drasman said, "Congratulations! Now you have to square that relationships are sexual. Now you have to square that relationships are sexual and sexual relationships, are nuanced. We all have different levels of comfort when it comes to intimacy, types of sensual encounters, and even what we agree to be recorded or photographed. Yeah, it's all about communication, man. You guys say, here's what I'm comfortable with, and make sure your partner's well aware, and you have to respect the boundaries that are put in place with you and your partner."
Yeah, and it's weird to say, but I'll be honest, like, I've had more talks about my current relationship with the person I'm in a relationship with than I had during my entire 5-year marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been with my current girlfriend for like 2 years. And so the fact that we've talked more than, like than my entire 5-year marriage, there's a reason my current relationship is fan-fucking-tastic and works really well. It's because we talk about fucking everything. Whether it's uncomfortable, whether it's annoying, whatever it is. If you fucking need to talk about it, you need to fucking talk about it. Not talking about shit only causes problems.
Listen. If you could just please, whenever you're down there, just give my butthole a little lick, please, for future reference.
Why?
Just a little lip.
Why, Willie? Why did you do this to me?
You can break up with me. You can tear me down as a person, but you can never, ever unlick my butthole.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, the Twitch filters kicked in. I had to approve a chat room comment. Evidently didn't like the term ass lube.
I didn't like nasty ass either.
Yeah, or nasty ass. I had to approve that.
I just thought I was about to approve it when you did.
Please lick it first. Make it moist.
Oh, no, not moist.
No. So,
A moist butthole.
so as we close out Unprotected Advice, this segment, again, we take it seriously. We try to give good advice based off of what we three average white male dudes on the internet know. So we're not exactly a diverse set of opinions here, but I think we give good opinions, which it always comes down to communicate as of late. If there's an issue, communicate, reach out and talk to people. So thank you to those who did submit information for or queries for Unprotected Advice. And we will do it again here in the future. If you do have stuff you want to send in for Unprotected Advice, feel free to tweet them or DM them to me on Twitter, or go to GonnaGeek.com/Discord, and you can DM me there or put them in the All Things Good and Nerdy channel as well.
And I'm going to add into this. If you want any just advice for like sexualness, go for what can I do in the bedroom to spice it? Yeah, definitely ask those questions too, because you're looking at a sexual guru here, baby.
He does have a swing in his bedroom.
Yeah, made by Fisher Price.
Willie cheaped out.
When they're creepy around, I'm going to retract that. Because that made it sound way too creepy, and I didn't mean it to sound like that.
I took it as you being cheap, but I can see where the creepy could have come
It's
from.
a little tight swing.
But I see how it could be misconstrued.
Because
I'm
Willie's
going
creepy.
to nip that in the bud right here and now.
I could see where that would sound creepy, and that was not your intent. So
I do not drive a windowless van with a free candy sign. That is not a thing I do. Fuck
This
that.
guy's creepy.
I may be creepy, but I'm not a deviant.
So in all seriousness, we will do more Unprotected Advice in the future. So if you do have stuff that you want to ask Willie, and in turn the rest of us, and you feel like our advice would be beneficial,
And
first
we all
of
know
all,
advice is
God
best.
rest your soul for thinking our advice would be beneficial, but we'll be happy to provide it. Happy to provide it. Willie, was this a good Unprotected Advice for you? Did you enjoy the two that we had for you?
I did.
I'm glad.
Let me show you how much I enjoyed it.
Oh no, don't pan.
I'm kidding.
That being said, we are going to start shutting things down here in just a few. We've gone an hour and a half, so we are a little long right now. So we'll do this quickly, but we like to wrap up each show with a little segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching or listening to the show the kind of geeky or nerdy things we've been getting into that you may want to go check out yourselves. So I'll kick things off for us for things that I've been getting into. And the list is relatively short. So I found a new YouTube channel I enjoy. It's called The Silver Screen, and it is John Silver, an AEW professional wrestler, gets together with AEW wrestlers each week, and they
Johnny Hungy.
That's right, Johnny Hungy from AEW. They recreate scenes from different movies where they cast the wrestlers in them. And this week they did a scene from Beer Fest with Jay Chandrasekhar's character when they're trying to recruit him to the team, where he is a street worker at the side.
ZJ?
And Jay Chandrasekhar saw the video and had tweeted back to him that he thought it was hilarious.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool. They're all like little 3 or 4 minute blurbs. They did Napoleon Dynamite before that. They've done Anchorman, and it's really fun. Like if you watch these guys in the ring, they're playing the role. They're acting as these people from the movies. They're nothing like themselves. It's really kind of hilarious.
Can we go back to Beer Fest? Because you remember the scene you were talking about. Jay Chandrasekhar does go, you want a ZJ? And he says, what's a ZJ? You got to ask, baby. You can't afford it.
And that's this scene that they do.
Do you
on the
know
silver screen.
what a ZJ actually is?
No.
I do. Of course. Sexual guru. Why would I know? ZJ is pretty much receiving a blowjob while you're asleep.
Ah.
So I guess, yeah, the price does make sense because you will have to fall asleep first. So that's some time management you really have to do.
Yeah, that would be tough. So I've been watching the silver screen. I did last week watch the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. that was a lot of fun. Then followed up with AEW Dynamite on Wednesday night this last week, which I've been having a lot of fun with that. I know some folks who follow me on Twitter are probably tired of my Wednesday night tweets where I talk about Dynamite a lot. So sorry. And
Oh, those tweets. I thought you meant your tweets that you beat the the crossword puzzle.
oh, I do that every day too. But if you
Oh,
are,
that's what you meant.
I have tried to do more of my wrestling posting in r/squared circle, which is the subreddit for professional wrestling stuff. But if it is annoying to you, I understand. Please feel free to silence hashtag AEW Dynamite that I do use on Wednesdays. And what else?
Well, since you talked about the squared circle, I do like that song by Flowbots, "Circle in the Square."
There you go.
That's a good song.
I have been playing a bit of Hades on the Switch still. Been watching some dumb TV, and I guess the biggest thing I got into was on Friday. I was afforded an opportunity that I jumped on, and I have got the first of the COVID-19 vaccinations.
Oh,
of the 2 that I need to get because they had changed the requirements. And since I'm a fat ass, I qualified, basically is what it came down to because of how fat I am. So I guess that's a good thing about the weight that I've put on.
Here I am with my weight loss.
Right? So maybe that should be my motivation once I get the second one to start dropping some of it so I don't fit in that category anymore. But I did get the first shot, which was, I got the Pfizer shot. So I have to go back in 3 weeks to get the booster. And for those that have concerns about going in and getting it, I can relay what my experiences were, which was I got the shot Friday at 11:15. By about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my arm was a little sore where they had injected me. And that evening, I was a little more tired than normal. Nothing crazy, but I went to sleep probably about a half hour early, slept in about an hour more the next day. And then I was just kind of tired and lethargic most of Saturday. I didn't feel bad. I was just a little slowed down. And my arm hurt a little bit. And then by about 3 or 4 p.m. yesterday, my arm was fine. My arm today feels perfectly fine. And in fact, as we record this on Sunday at about 12:50 p.m., I feel 100% fine. I don't have any lingering symptoms, anything like that from the first shot. So
150%?
Sorry, what?
You say 150%?
What did I say 150%? I don't know what you're talking about.
You said you feel 150% better? You probably just said 100% better.
I said 100%.
Yeah, I feel 100%, I said.
Yeah, I'm hearing things. Look, my headphones are broken.
Yeah, his headphones are pretty broken. No, what I was saying though is I feel fine today as we record this. My arm isn't sore. Like I don't have that tightness. And the same thing you get with the flu shot, where if right after you get the shot, you can feel the tightness in your arm. That's all gone away. I don't feel any more sleepy than I normally would on a Sunday morning.
Which is very.
Yeah. So
especially after some bastard stole an hour from us.
Exactly. So
that happened last night?
Yeah, I basically got up at 7:30 this morning to do this goddamn show. Jesus Christ, it's too fucking early out here.
So why I bring that up?
Too old for this shit.
Why I bring it up is not to be like, haha, I got my COVID vaccine and kind of lord it over and went, no, it's just transparency because there are people that are legitimately concerned about it. And my experience so far has been that I felt a little weird for about a day afterwards. And I feel perfectly fine now. Now, caveat, everyone has said it's the second one that can potentially make you feel flu-like, for lack of a better term, afterwards, but it's all better than getting the actual thing. So when you get your opportunity to get your COVID vaccine, please go do it. If you get the opportunity for the Johnson & Johnson one, you only got to get it once, which will be really nice for a lot of folks.
I'm on the VA wait list. I don't know which one they have, though, if it's the Pfizer or the Johnson & Johnson. Which one is the one that Dolly Parton backed?
Moderna?
Yeah. That was the one she paid for?
That was the one that she paid for.
I kind of want the Dolly Parton one. Just because I know that shit'll work. Everything Dolly does works. That girl don't mess with nothing that don't work.
So I only bring that up just to be like, hey, it's not bad. Don't start reading into like the weird doomsayers on Twitter or Facebook who are like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever, blah, 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 blah. If you get the opportunity, go get the shot. It's not bad. It's far better than the alternative of having to go to the hospital because you get the Rona so bad that it messes you up and you may or may not come out of it. Get the shot if you get the opportunity. It's not bad, I promise. But that's what I've been getting into. Mr. Bachman, how about yourself? What you been getting into?
I have been getting into, I watched the new Peter Dinklage movie on Netflix, I Care a Lot. Literally had to stop it as I was heading to work one night and like was an hour into it and was super fucking interested In the character that Rosamund Pike plays, I've never wanted to see a character in a movie be tortured to death more than her character like halfway through that film.
Jeez.
Like, she plays a villain that's so fucking evil. Like, is literally like, stopped the movie halfway through, went to work, and I was like, I literally hate her. I hate this character. I want to see her in pain. I want her to see her tortured to death. Like, and I was like, wow, that's a really good fucking acting. I fucking have like a physical response. Like, if this woman was in front of me, I would want to punch her in the face. Like, she is an awful, awful human being. And yeah, it's solid, good acting. And then honestly, I came home and finished watching it that night, and it doesn't give you the ending you want, but goddamn if they didn't write a hell of an ending for that movie. So yeah, it's really good. It's this fucked up, scandalous chick that basically scams elderly people and shoves them in a home and then steals and sells all their belongings while she's their caretaker. Damn. She's a guardian from the court, and so like, you know, she's running this awful scam, fucking people's lives over, and of course, because you gotta have a good story, she ends up fucking with the wrong elderly person. And so it ends up being, you know, not the story you're expecting, but it's really good. And yeah, the elderly person in the movie is the mom from the Lost Boys. And it was kind of cool because I don't remember if I've seen her in anything in a while. And she looks great. Like, I think she's in her like early 70s now, and she looks just like she did in the Lost Boys with just, you know, a couple more wrinkles around the eyes. Like, you know, she's a great looking actress. But yeah, it was a really solid movie. Other than that, yeah, playing a bunch of Outriders. They released tier level or level 3 of the Tome 6 in DVD. So started that on, I think, Wednesday morning. So yeah, playing that, getting through some of the new challenges. Some of them have actually been fun, like having to hit a killer with a pallet that has previously been reset with the Any Means Necessary perk. So you literally have to slam a pallet down, lift it back up, and then get the killer to run through that area and hit them with that specific pallet. And amazingly enough,
that's why people are trying to hit me with pallets. That makes so much sense. I didn't even see that one.
And amazingly got that one done the first match I tried it on. I got lucky and smacked a clown with a pallet. And yeah, so it's weird too, because yeah, you'll see weird stuff, because like right now there's a bunch of Onis playing, because one of the challenges is to get 5 demon strikes with the Oni. So yeah, whenever the new tome challenges come out, you'll see people playing weird ways, and it's because they're trying to do very specific challenges. So yeah, just been having a bunch of fun with that. Yeah, I played a bunch of Outriders. I might make another character today just to try one of the other 2 classes, because I haven't tried the Technomancer or the Trickster yet. Let's see. Yeah, played some of the new Caustic event on Apex. Been enjoying that. They got the new crazy limited time event where there's ring flares. Yeah, just, you know, another fun collection event in Apex. You know, like most of the standard ones, you got 2 weeks to go through and earn, you know, a couple badges and a free skin. And then, of course, there's, you know, for the whales, there's the giant, you know, buy 24 of these boxes and we'll give you an heirloom for, you know, $200 or whatever. And then, yeah, just, you know, watching, what's it called? Pacific Rim Black.
Ooh.
There's an animated cartoon series based on Pacific Rim on Netflix. So I started watching that like 3 or 4 episodes in. And it's really cool. It's about a pair of kids that get left by their parents in Australia. Basically, they hide them in this hidden valley during a kaiju attack while the parents go off, because the parents are kaiju pilots, or the Jaeger pilots, and they go off to fight the kaiju and say, hey, you know, kids, we'll be right back. And then, of course, in the first episode, it jumps to 5 years later. The kids are still living in this fucking valley, and the parents never came back. And so it's a question of, like, what happens with these kids, what they end up doing. But yeah, it's more Pacific Rim, which, you know, awesome. Giant monsters punching giant robots, I'm all for it. Like, I'm always there for that. So more Pacific Rim is good. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through that series. It's 1 season so far. Really enjoying that. And then yeah, just waiting for fucking I mean, it's March, man. We're gonna, you know, I'm not paying for it because I'm paying for HBO Max so I can watch Godzilla vs. King Kong. But in the meantime, since it'll be there for free, I'll probably watch Zack Snyder's 18-hour bullshit Justice League, you know, with 4 bathroom breaks. And then actually, I just saw HBO Docs just tweeted out, get to know the woman behind the name. #TinaFilm, a new documentary about Tina Turner's road to stardom and triumph, premieres March 27th on HBO Max. So I will be watching that too, because I fucking love Tina Turner.
Nice.
And that is one badass woman. And then, yeah, waiting for March 26th, I think, Invincible. They've released another...
Wait, I thought it was March 31st.
No, I think it's the 26th.
I hope it is.
I know it's this month. But yeah, there's more Invincible trailers coming out, and then they also they did what is it? They released a bunch of gifts. So like you can go and see a bunch of just little new gifts for the Invincible. Yeah, it's the 26th. I just checked on their Twitter account. Yeah, March 26th, Invincible's coming out. And yeah, I'm just so psyched for it. Every little teaser they give just looks so fucking good. This will be the most bloody, violent comic book or cartoon that anybody's ever seen. So like for those that aren't aware, like damn, this book was bloody. And the comics look like, or the cartoon looks like it's gonna be the same thing. So it's going to be probably the most like violent, bloody thing outside of an anime that most Americans have ever seen. So it's gonna shock people. It's gonna be fun. But yeah. Other than that, just going to work every day, being old and sore. Yeah, I'm tired. I want a burrito. And I did find out this week we've had a bunch of people at work just bringing in hot shit like ghost pepper chips, and some motherfucker brought in pepper extract, and people were literally just trying that like on chopsticks. Oh my god. I didn't realize I'm actually like enjoying really hot shit lately. So one of the guys at the end of the week he made his own hot sauce at home with the pepper extract and serrano chili peppers and ghost pepper in it. And like I got a little Tupperware container from him and actually put that on my breakfast burrito yesterday, and it was goddamn delicious. Burned the fuck out of my mouth, like my whole mouth was tingling and like pins and needles. But yeah, delicious. It's fucking good shit. Apparently I actually like ghost pepper level fucking hot stuff now. So
as long as there's flavor to it instead of just heat and pain.
Yeah, he brought the pepper extract and we tried just the extract, and yeah, there's no flavor in that. It's just super hot burnt asshole. It was disgusting. But yeah, the actual ghost pepper chips were good, and the sauce he made with the pepper extract for the heat was actually good because the sauce has flavor in it. Go. Yeah, and then one of the other guys brought what was it? One of the other guys at work brought fucking nerds that have Carolina Reaper powder on them. Holy balls. Good stuff. Like, it'll wake you the fuck up when you're fucking trying to work, man. Get the blood flowing, get the heart pumping, get the adrenal glands going. Like, yeah, I popped 3 nerds in my mouth, and I was Ric Flairing for like 5 minutes. Just, woo! Fucking good shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me get into some hot shit this week. Hot shit.
No. I'll throw in a hot sauce recommendation. It's called Tiger Sauce.
Tiger sauce?
Tiger Sauce.
I'll try it. Because apparently, yeah, I had never been like a huge fan of hot stuff, but all of a sudden, yeah, my taste buds are changing again. So,
not gonna lie, I thought your girlfriend ordered some.
I don't think so.
I think we were talking about it. I thought she ordered some. I'm not sure.
She might have.
There might be
tiger sauce on the way.
The chips, were they the Packy chips? Paqui? I think it's.
I'm not sure because I can't remember what brand they were.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, they were, yeah, it's a black bag, and like the chips look like Doritos and just super bright red. Like they look fucking like neon red. But yeah, I believe the chips were the ghost pepper ones. They weren't the Carolina Reaper. But yeah, like I've literally had stuff with Carolina Reaper in it this week. I've had stuff in it with ghost peppers. And yeah, just burning the fuck out of my taste buds, but get a nice endorphin rush afterwards. So yeah, it's been good. Helps clear the sinuses.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have me some more Carolina Reaper ghost pepper fucking salsa on my breakfast burrito when we're done here.
So real quick, the bag for the chips was the black bag with white stripes, is what the chat room is asking.
White stripes?
I think it was a black bag. I don't remember if there was white stripes.
Okay.
Let me see.
With Jack White and whatever his sister's name is.
Yeah, we got the reference there, Willie. We got
it. Yeah. Haunted ghost pepper. It is the Packy ones. Yes, okay. You are right. It was a black bag with white stripes. Yep, that is the one.
Well,
yeah, they're ghost pepper chips. Yeah, we had those chips, and then we dipped it into the sauce that had Carolina Reaper and ghost pepper. Oh my god!
Well, while Bachman's lighting his intestinal tract on fire, let's find out what Willie's been getting into. Willie, what you been getting into, buddy?
Out! These pipes are clean.
All right, listen here, Cabin Boy.
Willie's favorite.
I have Cabin Boy. Yeah, on DVD. What I've been getting into, I've been at the Chocolate Sundae House. It's been nice. I've also been got back, started already did a session 0 for D&D. Gonna do that tonight. Gonna be a Goliath monk. with Way of the Long Death. That's gonna be fun. Let's see what else I've been getting into. What I watch anything? I think I watched it. Oh, last night was supposed to go to an escape room. We met up with the buddy. We got some dinner, and then we went to the escape room. Turns out he bought the tickets for tonight.
Oops.
Because when we were in there, like, are you? They said, are you the blank name? He said, nope, I'm Thompson. And he's like, and they were like, we have something here. And he asked, today's the 14th, right? They said, no, today's the 13th. I mean, it could be worse. He could have bought it for the 12th and mistakenly. So we're just going tonight instead of last night.
Well, that'll be all right then.
Yeah. Earlier time, too, so yay. That'd be fun.
That should be fun.
I'm assuming you can't just break through doors and stuff.
No, you cannot break doors.
I mean, you can.
You're not
just be
supposed
kicked
to
out.
destroy anything in
you're not
escape rooms
supposed
when you
to.
go in.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I can escape almost any room unless they put it on a ship, and the walls are made out of metal.
Yeah.
If the walls are, if the walls are just made out of regular wall shit, I'm just going through the wall.
You see, because if this was my Goliath monk going through it with powerful build,
God.
yeah, the doors aren't locked for my Goliath monk.
They're just a
do you
delay.
have a wooden door? It's now splinters. I cannot.
Yeah, I mean, sheetrock's not really that tough, y'all.
It's true.
Oh, trust me, I've seen enough walls with holes in it to know.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, yeah, if you're over 6 foot, 200 pounds, just run at the wall. You'll go through it.
It's me.
Me
too. Chris, let's do this 3 times this. All 3 of us at once is what I'm trying to get at.
It's me.
It's me.
No, I mean, like, all 3 of us run at a wall.
Run
I'm
at a
not
wall?
saying anything. I'm saying let's all run into a wall. Hey, chances are only one of us will hit a stud.
That's true.
That's fair.
Also waiting 5
Not
days.
it.
In 5 days, Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's coming.
Wait, 5 days?
5 days.
Oh, it's already come out that soon? I didn't know it was that soon.
Comes out Friday.
Yeah, it comes out Friday.
The behind
And
the
now,
done.
after watching all WandaVision, make sure you don't look for anything big to happen.
No, it's just going to be a buddy cop movie with 2 guys giving each other shit. I can't wait. It's going to be
No,
awesome.
expectations need to be dampered a whole lot after WandaVision.
It's Lethal Weapon, the Marvel movie. That's what
There
this
you
is
go.
going to be.
There you go.
I'm talking about this because
Except
Evan
with the character
Peters
swap because
was
Bucky,
in WandaVision, and
No.
everyone's like, it
because
turned out to
Bucky
be
is too goddamn old
nothing.
for this shit.
Turned out to be nothing. He is fucking cigarette.
Did I not call the fact that was just them screwing with us?
Yeah, fuck out of here. You caused this.
And it was awesome.
Yes, I caused something on a thing that had been filmed months in advance.
Was it?
Although,
awesome.
if you get the chance, they did put the behind the scenes making of WandaVision thing out on Disney Plus, which was fascinating. And it's so weird to see Paul Bettany on set whenever he was playing Vision, the synthesoid version. He was just painted either pink or blue. So like he had his ears like motion tracking dots on his face. So it looks so strange.
Nice. Yeah, I need to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
Like all
The
the
best
stuff,
thing-
all the stuff that was filmed in black and white, they had him painted blue so it would show up on screen properly.
There you go.
The best thing I've
The old
seen-
Superman costume was brown.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, to make George Reeves' trunks look like they were blue in black and white, they had to actually make his outfit. It was brown trunks and a dark gray shirt. It read as if it was red and blue through a black and white filter.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very strange how stuff like that has to be made.
They talk about in the making of WandaVision stuff that when people were doing those black and white shows, like women who were supposed to have like red lipstick to pop on screen, they had to make it blue so it would pop correctly in black and white and stuff like that. So it's kind of fascinating. It's like a 45, 50 minute behind the scenes how they made it inside the writer's room glimpse of things, and I really enjoyed it.
I will say that the best thing I've seen Paul Bettany do in in interviews and stuff was they did a supercut on Reddit. I don't even know. He says a couple different things, but he just says snitches and straight up ditches.
Yeah.
It just multiple times. This is a whole supercut of it, just going on through multiple interviews.
It's hilarious. That's
And
super
even
cool.
Elizabeth Olsen's even like, yeah, and straight up ditches. Yeah, we know. And Paul Bettany's just like, I'm having a grand time.
Paul Bettany's like, my ass ain't getting fired.
Yeah, there's
Paul Bettany's best role. Go. Go.
What is the Heath
There's
Ledger
only one
movie?
answer.
What's the Heath
Jarvis.
Ledger movie?
Knight's Tale. You
Yeah,
are right.
Knight's
That's
Tale.
the correct
Yeah.
answer. You win. Best role ever.
Isn't he Chaucer in there?
I don't even remember his name.
Yeah,
That whole movie.
he's supposed to be Chaucer.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Chaucer.
Yeah, no, it's fucking Jarvis. His best role ever is Jarvis.
No, you're wrong. You're inherently wrong.
No, because as RGJ said, he was the smartest of all the original Avengers because he got to do the first 6 movies in his PJs in a voice box without ever having to go to set until he became Vision. Then he all of a sudden he had to fucking go to work, and then they got his ass because they actually made him have to paint his face colors.
I said best role, not smartest decision on a movie set.
His best role was Jarvis.
No, best role. There's so many great characters. You even have Alan Tudyk in there. You have even Bobby B. Robert Baratheon in there.
Now I want to go watch
Ledger's
Knight's
there.
Tale again, I'll be honest.
I know, it's so
I'm just wondering if we
good.
can go by a week without
Paul
Billy
Bettany's
mentioning a White
intros.
Knight's Tale.
Just him
Now it's just
introducing
every
Heath
fucking
Ledger.
week now. Every week it's just about Knight's Tale. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
And next week will be more about Knight's Tale. I'll bring it up again. God damn it, you watch it. It's on Netflix, I believe, right now.
Well, Willie, what else you been getting into before we shut this thing down?
Watching a Knight's Tale again before going to the escape room.
He's just going to put it on loop in his house now. Every time he comes home, play Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale.
I'm going to get one of those digital picture frames. I'm going to hack it where I can just have it like a little wire going to it and it just feeds the information, just the whole movie on a loop without the sound. Except for when Paul Bettany's doing his intros, then the sound will be blasting. Because it's the best. What the fuck was Heath Ledger's name in that?
The Knight. I don't know.
It was William something, and then he changed it when he was fake being a knight.
I don't remember.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen it in a while.
It's like Orlok or something like that. I can't remember. So it was great. But just Paul Bettany's whole intro was great. All of them. Say I'm wrong and mean it. You can't do it.
You're wrong.
Dude, you didn't fucking mean that. I know that. You didn't
I meant
fucking
it.
mean you little piece
I
of
fucking
shit.
meant it.
Don't you tell me you meant it because I know you didn't.
Willie, you got anything else for us besides A Knight's Tale?
William Thatcher. His name was William Thatcher.
Sir William Thatcher! That's my best Paul Bettany response. They even shook the whole place. The whole place got shook from it because of how magical and bespoke it is.
Well, I think Willie's done. He's just on A Knight's Tale tangent at this point in time.
A Knight's Tale rampage.
Well, Willie, we hope to hear next week about your great success in the escape room. Hopefully you're not kicked out for Hulk smashing a wall.
God damn it.
That's your secret, right? You're always angry.
These are meant to be. No, my secret is I'm always horny.
He's a different type of Hulk.
That's not a Hulk.
Oh, you see my dick?
I'm just assuming.
Jesus.
I haven't seen it.
That's no Hulk.
All right, guys, we are going to shut this down then. Before we do, a friendly reminder, we do stream this show live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at www.geeks.live. That is the official streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. While you're there, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and see our calendar of all of our upcoming live events. I do believe that Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is recording later this afternoon or early evening as we record this on Pi Day, and I do know for a fact that tomorrow on the 15th will be an all-new Gonna Geek show at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Before we shut this thing down, you guys have any final thoughts for our listeners/viewers out there?
Never, ever be ashamed of having a strong sexual appetite.
That's her.
I don't dispute that.
No, we went back to unprotected advice. That's actual advice.
There you go. That's unfiltered advice from Willie Nelson right there. Unfiltered. And unprotected advice. I don't know. I got nothing else.
Eh,
Were you supposed to?
it's too damn early.
Sometimes. I gotta go to the
It's
time.
store
Dude.
still.
It's afternoon.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm still in my PJs. I don't give a fuck. All I gotta do today is go to go to a escape room and D&D.
And on that note, we are getting out of here, and we will see you all next week. Bye, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.